Rightio, race 11. This is called the B class, so it's a 50cc race and 12 competitors lined up for it. Interesting to see with that wind coming along. Well, one thing, it's bringing a bit of rain, but it's also cleaning up a bit of the rain. When I say cleaning up, drying it out. Well, everyone got across the start fine nice and clean. The little yellow bike right at the back seems to be very, very slow, but still they're out there doing it. Underway. So who's bringing in a Street of Motorcycles? Is Street of Motorcycles a local Harley Davidson dealer? I'm trying to think about it actually. I must Google that one. Yeah, it's good. Getting out of a race meeting at 3 o'clock when everyone's shut up. Hello, look at that crash happening in the Toyota corner. No, not quite a crash, is it? Lead bike just run right out wide there. I saw his foot out there, but he just kept on going and is now parked up against the tyre wall. So something going on there. I don't know whether that's a brake failure or he just got over exuberant. I don't know whether the track is indeed slippery up there. Have a look down on the... I think there's enough moisture. Oh, maybe not. Whatever it is, he got keener than his bike and his ability was. And that's left the lead to another bike there, which is considerable distance considering it's the first lap of 3 laps here at the Street of Motorcycles 50cc class. What else we got today? We've got a few. We certainly depleted in our numbers in the number of schools we've had a couple of years ago. I think maybe 3 years ago we had schools. One of them was Timaru and all sorts of places around the country. We're just down to 4 at the moment, or 3 schools, but that's right. Whoever's here is still enjoying themselves and braving the cold. Lead bike's coming across there. He's looking down at something, I don't know. But the way that thing's going, it doesn't seem to be having much of a problem. There's a lead of probably nearly 100 metres. That's the biggest lead I think we've had today. And that is to Tanakai Ranui. Set a time of 1:34.076, and he's a massive 12 seconds quicker than Ben Johnson in second place. And now we've got the hordes come along there. Ben Johnson, this is as they went across the start-finish line on the first lap of the 50cc B class. Lucas Belcher's there in third place on 280. Dylan Van Wyk maybe. W-I-J-K, not too sure how to pronunciate that one. Mason Jeffrey there, that's a bit easier, on the 581 machine in 5th spot there. And in behind Mason is Rory Poyser. Jaden Glendinning and Joseph Bulls are in 7th and 8th place. And we've got Cameron Williams. That's in fact, it doesn't look like the 8th and 9th don't look like they even scored a point. Now, how many have we got on the track there? We got one. Oh, yep. They're still doing their lap. It looks like Joseph Bulls and Cameron Williams are still coming onto the front straight side by side there. They probably need to narrow up a bit because the lead bike's got to get round them, although it's pretty obvious where they are. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that'll be those bikes there coming along the front straight. So meanwhile we've got the lead bike going through there, and he started off with 1:34 and now down to 1:26. That's because they're doing a flying start, so it takes a while, especially these tiny little machines here. They've actually got to be pushed off by feet off into the distance there, and that explains that. 1:26.229, 1:46 for Ben Johnson in second place, but of course he hasn't gone across the start finish line, so he has now, so he's on a 1:33. So the lap times are getting a little bit closer. Is that a bike down the start finish or the pit lane that's pulled out? Looks to me like it's either someone waiting for the next race or they're out of this one. I suspect it's out of this one here. Yep, they get in their bike and going to come back and find out the problem. Some great engineering going on here. A lot of people haven't been at school for much of the year or part of the year with lockdown and that sort of thing. A lot of things got sidelined, and a whole lot of things in this world have changed. But of course, motorcycle racing, the good news is the cemetery circuit at this stage is still tracking to be staged in Wanganui. It will be the 7th anniversary. They run the 70th meeting last year on the circuit, and there's still they're still on track. The Suzuki International Series normally comes here first at, comes to Manfeild and Taupo. Goes to Taupo first from memory and then comes to Manfeild in early December. The organisation made the decision to can those meetings because of the uncertainties. There we go, a win for Tanakai Ranui on the bike number 251. So the organisers decided to can the first 2 meetings in December, but they're still tracking to run the cemetery circuit. Of course, that's not really a decision they will entirely make themselves. The government will certainly have some sort of a vision a bit closer to the time, or may not, on whether a meeting of that size can run. And a bit disappointing if it will be off, but they run the Waimate Hill Climb a few weeks ago, but there was 0 spectators allowed. And of course, that was out in the countryside. It was a major event, but not a major event where you normally get lots of spectators, whereas the cemetery circuit, it's just, yeah. And of course, just that's without considering the financial thing, because every spectator that walks through the gate pays a certain amount to get in there. And of course, money is needed to run these extensive operation. So yeah, looking forward to it myself. If it happens, I'll be disappointed if it doesn't, but I'll still be going to Whanganui and doing something with my day. I don't know what it is, you know, just I cannot keep away from the place. Right, how have we gone on with the racing here? As I mentioned, 210 and Kai Ranui took the win. Then we got Mason Jeffrey in second spot there, Lucas Belcher there third spot, Ben Johnson, then Rory Poyser, Dylan Van Wyck, followed by Jaden Glendinning, Joseph Bowles in 8th place, and 9th will be Cameron Williams. It's still showing 1 lap here, but they'll eventually come across there. There's still, there's a bit of usual carnage, a couple of broken down bikes, a couple of slow ones out there, so some of them are on their 2nd lap, some are on their 3rd lap. So that's it, done and dusted for the Street of Motorcycles 50cc class. Up next we will have, got to have a look at my program. That was listed as the race 11, which is, I would say it's miniature road race next. That's what I would guess.